Now, this is part of why I'm upset. Okay, we need to understand this. This is not no game over here. This is not no game. This ain't time to sit here and play games when it comes to real life situations here. Liberals are doing it again. Liberals are destroying this party. Liberals do not care about solutions or trying to figure out things. And what they did today, depending on when you're watching this, what they just did today demonstrates it. It proves it for us. And it's like football. I don't know if you guys ever play football. It's like when you lose a football game, your coach and the team, they go into the room, they look at footage, they look at plays that you messed up on, and they go over what happened, what went wrong. You want to know where your weaknesses are so you can prevent that in the future. You don't want to keep losing because you refuse to learn why you lost. Like boxing. Boxers study hours of their opponent. They study and study their moves until it's muscle memory. It is important to understand that. And liberals, they don't give a flying F about why they lost in 2024. Now, of course, we all have our speculations. We all have our reasons why we think they lost. But check this out. Check this BS out. The Democratic National Committee, the DNC, chose not to publicly release an internal post-election review, also often called an autopsy report, that examined why the party lost in 2024 presidential election to Donald Trump and suffered broader losses. The DNC had commissioned a comprehensive review after the election, interviewing hundreds of Democrats all across 50 states to analyze campaign strategy, messaging, voter outreach, fundraising, and other factors that contribute to the defeats. The DNC chair, Ken Martin, said making the findings public would be a distraction ahead of the 2026 midterm and could fuel internal divisions rather than help Democrats win back power. What are we talking about here? You can find more intel, more information than the average person can, and you're refusing to put that out because of what? We want to know why we lost. We don't want to sit here and have conspiracies of why we think she lost. We want to know by the data. The data is important. And liberals are refusing to give that information out. Why? Why? Is there something they don't want us to see? Is it something that voters verbally said why they didn't vote for Harris that they just don't want us to see? Some party leaders are weary of reigniting debate about the election of 2024 nominee Kamala Harris after Joe Biden withdrew and don't want to publicly assign blame. All I got to say is transparency and honest communication with your voters is necessary. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You need to communicate with your voters. If you fail to do that, you're going to fail again and again and again. You got to understand your voters are not voting blue no matter who no more. We're not doing that no more. You got to give us substance. You got to communicate with us. Talk to us as if you know what we're asking from you. But hey, don't take my word for it. Don't just listen to me. Let's hear what with I've Had It podcast. Let's hear their point of view.
But
hold on. Let's start from the beginning.
In the most patronizing, ridiculous, frivolous move I've ever seen. The Democratic National Committee paid tons of money for an autopsy as to why the Democrats lost the 2024 election to an absolute effing moron. And now the report is released, complete, and they have decided not to release it to the public and to the members of the DNC. Shane Goldmaker reports the DNC is killing off its 2024 autopsy. DNC Chairman Ken Martin has decided not to publish a public report, believing that a backward-looking document would be counterproductive as the party has started winning. This is exactly why the Democrats lose. Mm-hmm. This is just so incredibly patronizing. This is so incredibly dangerous. Mm-hmm. This makes me question, who are you servicing here? Are you servicing donors? Is that who you're servicing while taking advantage of the working class yet again? Mm-hmm. This is a completely horrific move, but it also makes me think, what in that is so bad that they made the calculation to not release it, knowing that so many Dems would be furious about this? Is it Gaza? Mm. Is that what's in there? Is it Democrats being too beholden to corporation? What is in there? This is why the Democrats suck. They're playing two different games. They have no interest, none, in starting a 50-state strategy and going to the American public and saying, we did an autopsy. Here's what we've been doing wrong. We're getting rid of all of the people that had any part of this strategy. We're getting new people in here, and we are going to be the party of the people, by the people, for the people. Because here's the fundamental difference in MAGA, should be the fundamental difference between MAGA and the Democrats. MAGA is intentionally making America a weak country on purpose. It's the purpose of what they're doing. You think, well, why would they do that? Why would these patriots want America to become weaker? And I'll tell you why. Because America places the power of its country in the people.
Hey, I need you guys to understand that. I need, if anything, if you get anything from the content that you consume that I put out, I need you to understand this. And the black activists, the black leaders that came before me, when they said this, they didn't say it to sound cute. They didn't say it because it sounded cool. They didn't say it to be popular. When they said power to the people, that means something. Power is to the people, not the politicians, not the corporations. The power belongs to the people. So it infuriates me when people don't understand that we need to hold these politicians accountable and make them do what we want them to do. They don't tell us what we need. They don't tell us what we deserve. They don't tell us what we should be happy with. What are we talking about here? We tell them. They work for us. What's going on here? And if you don't understand that, I'm sorry to tell you this. I'm sorry to break the news to you, but you are part of the problem. If you are willing to settle for less, knowing that this country can do and should do more for you, but you're okay with being comfortable and settling for breadcrumbs, then you are part of the problem. Expect more from your government. That's what they're there for. I don't understand why this is confusing, but hey, that's why I'm here.
Because America places the power of its country in the people. The Republican Party doesn't want that. The Democratic Party, to an extent, doesn't want that because they give so much power to corporations. And this report may expose that duplicity and how much the voters hate it, how much they cannot stand the duplicity from the...
Hey, and if anyone's being disrespectful in the chat, I need you to kick them out ASAP. If anyone's being disrespectful, kick them out ASAP. There's no second chances. We need to kick them out. I got 2 mods for a reason. If people are being disrespectful, kick them out.
Democratic Party.
I also think that these Democrats, the establishment Democrats, they don't want to change. They don't want to lose their job. They want to continue doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. And the only reason the Democrats are winning, their popularity is in the shitter. The only reason they're winning is because Trump and his policies are so wildly unpopular. People hate these policies and they're sending that message through their votes. It's not because the Democrats have had a, come to Jesus aha moment. It's because the alternative is so fucking terrible.
Yep.
All right. And then let's look at, in the throes of while they make this decision, this patronizing decision, and I can only conclude that this is about exploiting desperate voters like blue dots in red states, like the queer kid that lives in Oklahoma, who is governed by a Christian nationalist with a bunch of mean white evangelicals that want to beat up on poor people and make the state as shitty as possible. They cling on to the idea that they need a Democrat in charge of the federal government to protect their state from their state's worst impulses. And so they decide to do all this. And I would think they're servicing donors by doing this, because they're not servicing us Democrats. We can handle the truth. Tell us. We want to know. We want to be a party of transparency, a party of evolution, a party of growth. So the only logical explanation is in them keeping this and spiking this report is that they are servicing donors. And they're doing it with this approval rating. Pop this up.
Hey, what other, and this is the problem with not being transparent with your voters. This is the problem with not communicating with your voters. When you don't do that, you leave room to speculation. You leave room to conspiracies. And people are naturally, because we don't trust the government already, which is well deserved. We don't trust mainstream media, which is, once again, well deserved. You leave us no choice but to think the worst. What are you hiding? Are you hiding that the fact that Democrat voters don't want Democrat politicians to be loyal to foreign countries? Do you not want the public to know that Democratic voters don't want politicians to be receiving lobby money and PAC money and being bought and sold by these corporations? What are you trying to hide? I don't know. Seems pretty simple, but it feels like the Liberal Party, the liberal fraction of the Democratic Party just does not care about winning. You need to know why you lost if you want to win. If you don't know why you lost, how are you going to correct what needs to be corrected? I mean, damn, man, this is basic stuff here. But no, let's continue.
18% approve of the Democratic Party. 73% disapprove. They are underwater minus 55. This is outrageous. It is utterly outrageous. I will never understand why they don't get the donors together and sit them down and say, listen, we've serviced you. We serviced you in 2016. We serviced you in 2024. We can't do it anymore. You make plenty of money. You're either going to be with us helping the working class and getting our party back and trying to get a FDR style reign again, FDR style growth again for this country, or you can go join MAGA. And if you go join MAGA, we're playing different now. Our hands are dirty and we'll tell them. We'll tell everybody. We'll do a press conference. Company ABC, or not ABC News, but just an example. Company A was going to give us X million dollars. We told them we would not curry favor with them, that we were going full chips in on their customers. We were going to support their customers. And would they join us in supporting their customers, or are they going to only want benefits for the corporations? And they jumped ship and they went over to a fascist party. And that's how the Democrats should govern. And that's how they should run the DNC. This is outrageous. This is so disgusting. And the more and more the Democrats are exposed for being corporate shills and servicing corporate donors, the worse it's getting for them. And to Pump's point, the only reason they're winning right now, is because Trump is such an abject failure and the incompetence is so obvious.
And that's the weird part. That is the weird. We have a literal baby idiot in the White House. We have the most incompetent people running this government that I have seen in my lifetime. Okay, and I'm only 38, so to will whatever you want to think about that. But the Democratic Party should be thriving right now. They should be winning on every issue. They should be on every social media platform saying, hey, this is what Trump is doing. This is the policies that we support. And it's by a major difference on how the American people would benefit compared to Republicans. We should be running on all cylinders right now. But why not? Why not? Oh, that's right. Because the Liberal Party are such greedy, selfish, hateful people. They refuse to do that. They refuse to fight for us. They refuse to do it because you know why? They are comfortable. They are profiting with this same system they refuse to fix. They're happy. And if they're happy, why do they care about you? Why do they care about you if they're comfortable? What incentives do they have to make your life better if their life is already good? These people free themselves and enslave the people. They free themselves and keep you suffering, keep you exploited. And you want me to be okay with that? What planet you living on, huh? Oh, man. What is going on with people?
It's stunning to me that Donald Trump has a higher popularity rating than the Democratic Party and that they're sitting around doing the same thing over and over. It's stunning. You would think the repudiation of 16 and 24 to this nutball and those kind of numbers would make you scratch the whole thing. Like we are scrapping the whole thing and we are starting over. But then I look, they thought about it when they put David Hogg in a position of power and he said, I want robust primaries. Let's go. He was out. They don't want to change. Mm-hmm. They want to continue to do the same thing over and over, expect a different result. And what we all know, that is insanity.
So you just brought up David Hogg, and he had a lot to say about a lot of this. So let's put up a tweet from David Hogg. He says the Democratic Party is guided less by its stated values than by fear of angering lobbyists, special interests, consultants, and major donors. And yet the fear that should matter most, losing voters, is the one most consistently ignored.
Hey, tell me where he's lying at. Tell me where he's lying at. Why can't we push these politicians to do more? Why is that like a radical thing to believe in? Why is that so radical left? Why does that have to be a progressive viewpoint? That should just be a basic human action. Is to push people who control your lives in their hands. Is to push them to do better. Why is that a radical idea? That should just be like baseline right there. But no, hey, we gotta fight our own party to work on our behalf. That's crazy.
And this should be politics 101. Mm-hmm. I believe that Kamala lost because she did not listen to the base. We have these consultants in the Beltway that have no clue what it's like in flyover states in middle America. This is the party that abandoned a 50-state strategy. And when you abandon a 50-state strategy, let me tell you what happens in a state like Oklahoma, where Pumps and I are from. The Democrats completely abandoned Oklahoma, completely. And so the only message the electorate hears is a Republican message. And it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And these people get more and more and more radicalized. Even though they might not win, they should have money and headquarters and candidates in there that keep people from getting so incredibly radicalized. But I would argue the following, because Democrats have never done this in a red state. Go in to Oklahoma and have a candidate that is a populist, that tells these rural voters, you have been lied to. And here are the examples. Here's the last time you had a Democratic governor, and let me show you what your state ranked. Let me show you how your state does now. After almost 20 years of a Republican supermajority, you've gone from education ranked 17th to 50th. And all the while, these people want to tell you that the teachers' unions are the problems. No, Republican policies are the problem.
Hey, she said it. Republican policies are the problem. Republican policies. Once again, that seems to be the word of the day. Policies. So how do you combat Republican policies? Do you combat it with black faces? Do you combat it with hopes and dreams and promises? No, you combat it with better policies. Policies. That's how you win people over. It's saying, hey, this policy will materially, physically change your life. It will make your life for the better. But no, Democrats refuse to do that.
The reason you don't have PTO, the reason your wages don't go up is because this Republican Party has lied to you with the Bible in their hand. And that is so insidious and so diabolical, because if you look at polling issue by issue, if you ask people in Oklahoma, are you for gun control? The majority say yes. Believe it or not, the state of Oklahoma, they took it to the ballot and the people voted to legalize marijuana. Issue by issue by issue, you have
Hey, Medicare for all, polled nationally over like 60%. Free or affordable or damn near free education ranked over 50% nationally. Child paid leave, etc., etc., etc. Americans want this. This is a layup here. You know, in basketball, when people say it's a layup, that means it's an easy point. It's an easy score. All you got to do is just lay it up in there. It's easy. If you miss a layup, people are gonna clown you because it's such an easy point to do. And liberals are missing these layups. People are hungry for these policies, and they refuse to support these policies. Tell me why. I mean, I know why, but it's
a consensus that believes in a singular progressive cause. But the Republicans, because the Democrats jumped ship from the state, and it's many, many, many red states that they've done this, control all narrative. And so they just buy it and they buy into it. The Democrats have an opportunity here. Yeah, you're winning right now, but you have an opportunity to make systemic, fundamental change that could put the Democrats in control for decades. And you know who knows that?
Who?
The Republicans know that. They know their policies aren't popular. They know it. But the best thing you can do for the MAGA movement is what you're doing right now, because it's just incremental shit change. Just, oh yeah, we won't throw the gays under the bus. And yeah, okay, to the black people, we'll kind of help you a little bit. And one thing's proven to be true. One thing that Trump said, the Democratic Party takes advantage of black voters. They fucking do.
Hey,
it's 1,000,000% true.
Hey, I'm a black man and I'm saying that myself. I'm a black man and I approve this message right here. Joe Biden said it himself. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And I tell him, hey, Joe Biden, you don't own my vote. I'm a free black man over here. Last time I checked, hey, ain't no chains on me, player. What you talking? I don't owe you nothing. You see these, hey, ain't no chains or shackles around me or my neck. So if you want my vote as a black man, you better dance. You better earn my vote. You better make me happy. You better pull out the full buffet for me. You better cater to me like Beyonce. Cater to me if you want my vote. So, hey, I'm just saying, man, if the truth hurts, it's a reason why it hurts. And that's something you and God need to talk about, not me. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at the messenger. I'm just telling you the truth. And it sucks that a YouTuber had to tell you that.
The Democratic Party wouldn't listen to younger voters about how passionately they felt about the war in the Middle East and have a robust conversation about it. So I just think now more than ever, this completely needs to be released. I agree with you, Pumps. David Hogg, they didn't want anything to do with that. But as voters, we can certainly show them the type of candidates we want. But the head of the DNC, are you kidding me? I mean, do you think we're stupid?
Hey, yes, they think we stupid. Once again, this is crazy. This is crazy. And like I done said before, and I'm going to say it every single day, the power belongs to the people. No ifs, no ands, no buts about it. And we have an obligation as educated people who dwell in this political system. We have an obligation to push these politicians by any means necessary. No excuses. We're done with that. Nothing's getting better under Republican leadership. Nothing has gotten better under Democratic liberal leadership. No, I'm sorry. Now it is time for change. We ain't half stepping over here. We're not baby stepping. We're taking big boy steps. We making power moves over here.
Hey.
I mean, it's that simple.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby. It's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.